How often do we construct gilded cages of our own narratives, adorning them with phantom triumphs and whispered accolades? Is the echo of a grand claim truly as resonant as the quiet, irrefutable solidity of a deed? We exist in an age saturated with pronouncements, where the air hums with declarations of past glories and promised futures. But what happens when the stage lights illuminate the present, demanding a performance that matches the script we've so meticulously authored for ourselves? When the moment arrives, stripped bare of all embellishment, demanding not a story, but an undeniable act, does the carefully spun silk of our self-mythology hold firm, or does it dissolve into the ephemeral mist from which it was woven, leaving only the stark reality of what truly is, or what truly was never there at all? In the furthest reaches of the Shimmering Canopy, where ancient light filtered through leaves of spun gold, lived the quill spinner. His name was Faelan, and his quills, tipped with iridescent ink, were renowned not for their artistry, but for the tales they etched. Faelan possessed an extraordinary gift for crafting narratives of his own past, each more dazzling than the last. He spoke of navigating the perilous whispering labyrinth blindfolded, of calming the rage of the mountain serpent with a single song, and of weaving a tapestry from starlight alone. His pronouncements, delivered with an air of profound self-importance and an unwavering gaze, captivated the other forest creatures. They, simple, earnest beings, listened with a mixture of awe and gentle wonder, their lives rooted in the tangible rhythms of the forest. Faelan's virtue of sincerity, however, was a faint spark, often overshadowed by the blazing sun of his arrogance. The most celebrated of Faelan's tales concerned the legendary Luminous Dewdrop. He claimed to have once captured this elusive gem, said to contain the distilled essence of 1,000 dawns, from the very heart of the sunken grove, a place no creature had ever dared to enter and return whole. He described its pulsating light, its ethereal warmth, and the immense courage it took to retrieve it. When questioned about its whereabouts, Faelan would simply smile knowingly, hinting that such power was too immense for mortal eyes, that its memory alone was enough to sustain him. His reputation as the forest's greatest adventurer grew, not through any observable feat, but through the sheer persuasive power of his eloquent boasts. One day, a profound shadow fell upon the Shimmering Canopy. The ancient sun petal, the very source of light and warmth for their world, began to dim. Its vibrant glow waned, and the forest creatures felt a chilling despair seep into their roots. The elder willow, whose wisdom spanned centuries, declared that only the true luminous dewdrop, placed at the sun petal's base, could reignite its fading essence. A hush fell. All eyes, laden with desperate hope, turned to Faelan. Here was his moment. Here was the undeniable demand for the proof of his greatest claim. Faelan felt a tremor, a cold knot in his chest. His carefully constructed facade began to crack. He stammered, offering vague excuses about the dewdrop's hidden location, its unpredictable nature, the precise alignment of moon and shadow required for its retrieval. But the elder willow, sensing the shift in his demeanor, spoke with a gentle firmness that cut through his evasions. "Faelan," she said, her voice like rustling leaves, "we do not need tales of the dewdrop. We need the dewdrop itself. Imagine this clearing is the sunken grove. Now, show us the light you claim to possess." The silence that followed was absolute, broken only by the faint whimper of a lost glowworm. Faelan stood exposed, his quills now seeming dull, his iridescent ink fading. The weight of his own manufactured history pressed down on him. There was no dewdrop. There had never been one. Only the ornate, hollow vessel of his own words. His arrogance, once his shield, now became his cage, trapping him in the undeniable truth of his own fabrication. The sun petal continued to dim, not just from the lack of the dewdrop, but from the sudden, profound absence of shared belief in Faelan's grandiosity. The forest learned that day the stark, unwavering difference between the elegant embroidery of a claim and the raw, unyielding substance of an act. Faelan, once the most celebrated storyteller, became merely a whisper of a cautionary tale, forever bound by the shadow of the light he only ever spoke of, but never held. In our modern landscape, where digital echoes amplify every declaration and personal brands are curated with meticulous detail, the tale of Faelan resonates with startling clarity. We are constantly barraged by curated realities, by narratives of success and accomplishment that often lack tangible anchors. This story challenges us to scrutinize the substance behind the spectacle, to distinguish between persuasive rhetoric and demonstrable impact. It's a poignant reminder that true value, be it in leadership, innovation, or personal integrity, is not found in the eloquent description of past triumphs, but in the present capacity to deliver, to create, to act. The sun petals dimming is a metaphor for the erosion of trust, the loss of shared purpose when reality fails to meet the grand promises woven by arrogance and deceit. We are all called to be the elder-willowed in our own lives, demanding proof not of what was said, but of what can be done. Thus, the Filiarium reveals this enduring truth: the grandest words, when unrooted in action, are but transient whispers against the permanence of deeds. For in the crucible of consequence, only the tangible endures, a silent testament to genuine capability. Let your legacy be etched not in the ephemeral ink of boasts, but in the irrefutable stone of accomplishment. This is the Filiarium, where wisdom finds its voice.